Hello, hello, beautiful ones. How are we doing? Happy Monday. Welcome to a brand new week. I'm in a silly mood, can you tell? I hope you are having a gorgeous start to the week. I hope everything is wonderful at your end. I hope you are starting to get together either a new morning practice or you've injected some life into your current morning practice. Maybe this is the first time that you've even thought about having a morning practice, and hopefully you're starting to see the potential benefits of having a morning practice and how you can lift your energy, how you can get yourself into the best possible mindset for a wonderful day ahead. Instead of allowing life to direct you, you're directing life, which is, pretty exciting. So bear with me. Hi, Louise, gorgeous. Wonderful to have you here. As you hop on Enjoy Me Live, say hello. Tell me how you're doing today. So we had six pretty full-on days of I had not intended, I'll be really real, I had not intended for them to go on as long as they did, for the trainings to go on as long as they did. I thought they were going to be like these quick snippet videos, but you know what I'm like, I start talking and then get carried away with myself. But I am so hoping you have found value in everything I've shared in these 7 days. I hope you have found practices that have resonated with you and that you can see are really going to benefit you if you start introducing them into your life. Because like I say, these aren't practices for the sake of practices. These are practices that I particularly chose because I was seeing this pattern of people that were not pattern of people. I was finding I was being inundated with queries from clients, people on programs who were struggling to manage their energy, struggling to manage their mindset. And what I wanted to do is put together some practices that I know are extremely powerful and are going to put you in the best possible state for your day ahead. Susan, gorgeous, lovely to have you here. Oh, thank you, Lou. That's really kind of you to say. That's why they haven't been quick. Yeah, I know that's the problem. I start talking and then I think of 1,001 other things I want to tell you. So today I wanted to bring it all together. Bring it all together, what we have practiced together into one beautiful practice. Now, this one practice that we're bringing together is very similar to my own personal practice. I have a couple of other additional elements I have in my practice, which are drawn from things like Reiki and Ayurveda, which, as you know, I also teach. But for now, I invite you to get comfy, get cozy, do whatever you need to do to really settle into this moment. And as many of you know, I'm not one for taking the joy out of meditation. I think, don't get me wrong, I think there is so much benefit in certain postures that we can use for meditation, for things like, I talk about keeping our spine quite straight so that energy can move. But I know right at the beginning of my meditation practice, I was concerned about all the wrong things, right? I was concerned about, was I sitting correctly? Was I thinking correctly? Was this really mindful? Was I meditating right? And I took a lot of the joy away unintentionally from the practice itself. And the minute we start kind of overthinking all of these things, the less chance we have to be, which is what it's all about, right? When we can just be, everything is perfect. Everything is as it should be. So whatever you need to do, I'm a big fan of cushions and blankets and creating a cozy, beautiful space with candles and incense. So Allow this to be as sacred as you want it to be. Allow your time in the morning to be a pleasure. You know, make your favorite, like this time of year, I tend to, my morning drink after I've done like my lemon and ginger, it tends to be either like a spiced cacao or a spiced chai, which is really beautiful, or coffee and cardamom, really lovely. We tend to be anti-caffeine in the West, but actually a little bit of caffeine during copper season is actually going to help boost the metabolism when it's slowing down. So controversial point, one of many. So allow your sacred morning practice to be beautiful and nourishing and nurturing. As a bit of a side note there. So I invite you to get comfy, get cozy, get your nest ready. As and when you're ready, closing your eyes, maybe taking in a nice deep breath, holding it at the top, maybe even lifting up those shoulders to kind of emphasize any tension you want to let go of, and releasing it with a sigh. Doing that again, nice deep breath in. Again, if you want to, you can raise your shoulders, allow that tension to build. And one more time in your own pace. And we're just going to do a quick mindfulness check-in. So initially just becoming mindful of the breath, not trying to control it in any way. Just cultivating that curiosity mindset. Is it fast or slow? Deep or shallow? And can you allow it to be any of those things without judgment, without wanting to fix it, without wanting to change it? And can you take that same mindset into the emotional body? Noticing any emotions that are here today. And can you allow yourself to feel them without creating a story or justification or talking yourself out of them? Can you just allow them to be whatever they are? And shifting that into witnessing the mind now. What thoughts are present today? Perhaps it's busy. Perhaps it's quiet. Neither one is better than the other. But whatever the mind's doing, we don't have get pulled into it. We don't have to believe our thoughts. We don't have to identify them as us or as truth. And shifting that awareness down into the physical body now. Again, not getting pulled into stories of whether sensations are good or bad. You just allow them to be whatever they are. All of it's welcome. All of it's allowed to be here in this moment. And then we're going to come up to the heart space now. And you may want to put your hands on your heart space. And we're just going to open up this area by bringing to mind all the things we're grateful for. And those things can be as big or as small. And if you struggle to connect in with gratitude, then often just thinking about the things we take for granted, like the sun that rises every morning and the beautiful colors that casts into the sky, or when it sets every evening, and the beauty of that. Maybe it's the beauty of the seasons and those leaves that turn beautiful colors in the autumn. And the new leaves that come every spring. Maybe it's that feeling of having a nice cup of tea, or your duvet on a cold winter's night, snuggling up with your favorite book, the cuddle of a pet, holding a newborn baby and that beautiful smell they have. All of these little things that make this life just so precious. And then when you can feel that feeling of gratitude, seeing if you can allow it to grow. Can you use your intention to make it more intense, stronger, bigger, till it's oozing into every cell of your being, and you can just feel that vibration of gratitude pouring through you. And that feeling it generates of, how lucky am I? How lucky am I? That feeling of gratitude and reverence for this beautiful life that we get to experience. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it making up this beautiful tapestry, like a canvas being painted. And from this place of gratitude, asking your higher self, the universe, source, whatever word you connect with, God, a particular deity, how can I be of service? And bringing to mind those things that you journaled on earlier in the week that made you, what made you different, unique, and how can you use those gifts to serve in this world, to be of use, to give back, knowing that you're already so lucky. Allow those answers to come to you now. And we're going to take a moment for healing. So, using nothing but our intention and the breath, we're going to breathe out anything that we've picked up along this journey that isn't us, that isn't serving us, that doesn't belong within us. Any beliefs that we want to release, anything that's standing in our way of being the best version of us. And the best thing is we don't even need to know what this is. Subconsciously, we already do know. And we get to breathe that out. And with that, we get to breathe in those parts of us that have got lost along the way, that have got buried beneath others' judgments or beliefs about who we should be. The parts of us we felt we needed to hide because it didn't feel safe for them to be present. And again, we don't even need to know what these things are. Our subconscious does. As we breathe in those missing elements of self. And continuing that at your own pace, breathing out that which isn't you. Breathing in the lost parts of you. And finding your own rhythm with this breath. And another few breaths. Taking your final cycle of breath now. And finally, bringing to mind, we're starting to look over your manifestation statement that you put together last week. What is this life that you're creating? What are the relationships you're having? How are you contributing to this world? What ways are you creating more financial security and abundance? What lifestyle are you having along the way? What are you prioritizing? What are you letting fall away? And allow a picture of that to form in your mind. Watch this story play out as if it's already happening. Start to witness the day ahead and who you're being as you do the things you need to do. How are you interacting with your loved ones? What energy are you putting into your work? What things are you doing today to make time for you, your energy, your spiritual practice, your joy? Allow yourself to enjoy watching this unfold, knowing that it's bound to materialize, as you can already see it happening. And allow yourself to really merge with this version of you that's operating in this way. And you can see that as a physical merging of your body with this version of you, becoming one. Notice how that feels within you. The emotions you have from this version, the mindset you have, the energy you have, the things you are now willing to say yes to, and the things you're willing to say no to. Allow this to cement within your being. And we're now going to bring this version of you back with you. As and when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, coming back as her. So lovelies. You may have had about 6 hours of me talking through these practices. But I wanted to show you today that you can combine all of these elements in a practice that's 20 minutes? 20 minutes. That's all you need every single day to tap into mindfulness, that curiosity mindset, that heart openness of gratitude, that feeling of how lucky am I, and I get to serve and I get to give back, and also take time for healing those parts of you that got lost along the way, and the parts that you took on that weren't you, and to then start manifesting your day, your life, your months ahead. 20 minutes. Now, we all say, or can fall into that trap of saying we haven't got time. But we also know, right, that that's an excuse, because I'm sure we probably spend more than 20 minutes reading, watching TV, mindlessly doing things that we don't really need to do. The truth is, in the morning, if for some reason I wake up late or there's some child emergency or what have you, if it is the choice between me setting myself up energetically for the day or putting makeup on, I'm choosing to set myself up energetically for the day. If it's the choice between doing my hair or setting myself up energetically for the day, I'm setting myself up energetically for the day. Because I can look $1 million, right? But if inside is chaos, or I'm not aligned to the day that I want to have, then it's pointless. It's like the most pointless thing in the world. And the truth is, you will look far more beautiful when your energy is aligned rather than when your hair's done or your makeup's done. So let me have a look at comments. You're very welcome, Lou. You're currently struggling to find what I have to feel grateful for. Even more reason to create a life to be grateful for. I have to seek it out. It won't knock on your door. Really good point, lovely. And like I say, I'm sure many of us have gone through times in our life where it feels like our external world is a bit of a shambles. I'm not saying that's the case for you, but I'm just thinking with me, when I struggled to tap into gratitude, often it was times when my external world was not great, or energetically, like I hadn't been doing my inner work. I hadn't been doing these sort of practices on a regular basis. The more you do these practices, the easier it is to tap into gratitude, the more you find things to be grateful for. And the truth is, when I look at when I tap into my gratitude practice, it is very rare that the things that come through for me are like huge external things. Like I say, the things that often come through for me is the fact that we have beautiful oceans, the fact that we have like a sunset and a sunrise, or like my hubby and I, we like yesterday was a really clear evening, so we went and sat in the garden for a bit, and we were just sat watching the stars, and I just thought, God, it's magical. Do you know what I mean? Just our night sky is magical. Like there's nothing that we can create as humans that's anywhere near as magical as a sunset or a like sunrise or a night sky, or a full moon. You know, those things that, like, to me, they just fill me with awe. And so my point being, if I struggle with gratitude, I go to nature, or I go to really simple things like you know, those days when you're really stressed and you have a cup of tea and you're like, oh my God, this is the best tasting thing in the world. Like, to me, I have so much gratitude for a decent cup of tea when I'm gasping. Or those times that I have a really gorgeous meal, you know, and I don't mean like a gorgeous meal as in like an expensive meal I've eaten out, but you know, something like a home cooked meal. Like, oh, I can feel so much gratitude for that. So I hope that helps. On those times when it feels like there's little in your life to be grateful for, there's always those things that you can tap into that are so much bigger. So I hope that helps. Bear with me. Susan, you do your prayers first thing before you get out of bed. Your prayer list expanded greatly since the new year. So many people you know are struggling. I know someone higher than myself has got this. Yeah. And I think you bring into that another lovely practice. Prayer is a beautiful practice, but what that made me think of is that practice of surrender. And I do that when there's a problem or something that I have limited control over. So, you know, we've got to take responsibility for the things that we can control, right? But the things we can't control, we have to go, universe, God, source, over to you. I'm handing this to you. Or if there's something I'm trying to manifest, I will also ask for support from the universe. The universe really does have our back when we're willing to accept it, I think. But I love that, Susan. Beautiful. Okay, gorgeous ones. So I hope you've enjoyed this 7-day series. I am going to be taking a bit of a break from this group for a little bit. I've got a couple of things I'm working on in the background, so I'm going to need some time to do that. But in the meantime, if you need anything, reach out. Have a look on our website, themedicinewomancollective.com, for other free resources. No doubt I will be back in here at some point soon with more free trainings, more free resources. I'm sure we will have something coming up soon. But like I say, there's a few things in the background I need to work on for the moment. Yeah, put things into God's hands when you're struggling. That's it. Thank you so much, lovelies. I have so loved sharing this experience with you. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Reach out if you've got any questions. If you're watching on replay, any comments, anything you want me to give advice on in terms of your morning practice, or any particular questions you have around particular lineages, feel free to pop it in. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye. If I can close it. There we go. See you later.